Are you ready to multiply polynomials? We're going to be doing lots of work with monomials, binomials, binomials squared, trinomials. Oh, we're going to be doing lots of multiplying. Are you ready? All right, well, we're going to start off nice and easy. A monomial means one term. Polynomial means many terms. And this technically right here is a trinomial because there's 1, 2, and 3 terms. So when you multiply a monomial by a polynomial, you just use the distributive property. We're going to give everybody a 5x. So we're going to give 5x times 3x squared. So you're going to do 5 times 3 and x times x squared. And then 5x times negative 2x. That's 5 times negative 2. And then x times x. And then we got to give the 5x to the 1. So 5 times 1. And then we have the x there. So that's what you're doing when you do a monomial times a polynomial. And so you just do the math there. So you have 15x cubed, take away 10x squared plus 5x. All right, so let's try it again. So you're going to multiply the numbers, 5 times 6, so you get 30. X squared times x squared is x to the 4th. Do it again. Now we go to the next term. 6 times 3 is 18. X squared times x is x to the 3rd power because you add your exponents. 6 times negative 9 is negative 54, but we also have to keep our x squared. And that's it. So that one's not too tough. Might as well start off easy, right? Because now we're going to multiply a binomial times a binomial. And a lot of students are taught in high school or whenever they take algebra the FOIL method. And the FOIL method stands for first, outer, inner, and last. And I'm going to show you what that means. So here's a binomial, so 2 terms times 2 terms. So the first thing you do is you multiply the first terms of each binomial. So in this binomial, 2x is first. And in the second binomial, I don't know, there it goes, the 3x is the first term. So we do 2x times 3x, which is 6x squared. All right, so that's what it means to do first. Outer. If you think of this like a great big box or a sandwich, and this is the outside of the sandwich, and this is the outside of the sandwich, and this is the best part in the middle, the inner part of the sandwich, like where the peanut butter and jelly is, because that's all I eat in sandwiches sometimes. Okay, so outer means you're going to multiply the outermost term. So this 2x is on the outside times the 4. So 2x times 4 gives you 8x. Inner was just where the peanut butter and jelly is. It's on the innermost part. That would be this negative 3 times, oh, right here, the 3x, because they're on the inside of everything. So you get negative 9x. And then last, if in this binomial, the last number is negative 3. In this binomial, 4 is the last number. So you're going to take your negative 3 times your 4 and get negative 12. Now, I would say 99.9% of the time, your 2 terms in the middle will need to be combined. So you need to combine like terms. And 8x minus 9x is negative 1x. So your final answer, 6x squared, take away x, take away 12. Now some students get upset because the answer is not 5 or 22. They'll even accept negative 3.2. That's right, this is the answer. It just has a lot of stuff in it, but it's correct because I can't combine my x squared and my x and my 12. They're all different. So this is as good as it gets. All right, now try these on your own. Use the FOIL method. Come back and get me when you're done and we'll check to see how you did. All right, first, outer, inner, last, go. How'd you do? Okay, let's try that first one. The first terms are 5x and 4x, so 5x times 4x is 20x squared. Let's do outer. So the outside of the sandwich, I got 5x times the other side of the sandwich, negative 6, so we have negative 30x. Now we go to the inside of the sandwich. I have 3 times 4, which is, well, and an x, 12x. And then last, the last one here is 3, and the last one on the other binomial is negative 6, so that's a negative 18. All right. And you grouped your middle terms and got negative 18x, then you did it. You got your final answer. Ta-da! Okay, first terms, we're on the next one. X times 2x is 2x squared. Outer, got the outside. X times negative 7, don't forget your sign, is negative 7x. Inside, that's negative 4 times 2 is negative 8x. And last, negative 4 times negative 7 is positive 28. Did you group up the middle and get negative 15x? Then you did right. So you have to write this whole thing, 2x squared, take away 15x plus 28. That is the answer. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, that's a binomial times a binomial. So that's using the FOIL method. Now, you can use that method. It might be clicking in your brain, but I'm also going to show you the distributive property twice. And some students prefer this way. Some students prefer the FOIL method. You pick which one you like when I'm done talking, all right? Okay, here we go. Distributive property. I'm going to distribute the 2x to both of these guys over here. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to distribute the -7 to both of these guys over here. That means that's why we're doing it twice. So we're going to do 2x times 5x, which is 10x squared. All right? Okay, now I got to give the 2x to the 5 because we got to take the 2x and give it to everybody. So 2x times 5 is going to give me positive 10x. All right, now I got to give everybody a -7. Hey, you guys, you're getting a -7. Here it comes. I got -7 times 5x is negative 35x. And I got to do -7 times 5, which is negative 35. Always combine your like terms. Again, I'd say 99.9% of the time it'll be these two right here in the middle. And positive 10x take away 35x should give you a nice negative 25x. So if you're thinking, well, gosh, Sister Jensen, that's just like the FOIL method. I know, it is. But some people understand FOIL and they like, oh, first, outer, inner, last, go. And some people are like, oh, the distributive property. I get the distributive property. I can just keep doing the distributive property. Yes, you'll get the same answer. You pick which one you like the best. But before you pick, try these two on your own using the distributive property twice. Okay, come and get me when you're done. How did you do with that negative x first? That's -1. So we gave everybody a -1x over here. So -1x times 4x, negative 4x squared. And negative x times -2 is positive 2x. All right, now you got to give everybody a 12. Here comes the 12. 12 times 4x is 48x. And 12 times -2 is negative 24. Bum, 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 bum. Combine your middle terms. Did you get negative 4x squared plus 50x take away 24? Then you did awesome. Okay, we're going to distribute twice. I have to give everybody a 5x first. Everybody meaning the whole second set of parentheses. 5x times 9x is 45x squared. 5x times -8, negative 40x. -1 times 9x is negative 9x. And -1 times -8 is positive 8. Group up the middle, and I have 45x squared. Take away 49x plus 8. Okay. Whew, well, you're acing the binomial times the binomial. So now you pick FOIL or distributive property twice. Whichever one your brain likes the best, you just do it because you're going to do great. What does this mean? Binomial squared. Well, this is a binomial, 2x plus 1, and it's in parentheses, and I'm going to square it. Now, students try to take a shortcut, and they screw up. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't you do that. Because 2x plus 1 in parentheses squared means to write 2x plus 1 two times. So you write 2x plus 1 times 2x plus 1. It should look just like this, parentheses and all. See that? You have to write it twice, or you'll mess up. I'm just going to guarantee that, so just work with me on this one, okay? Now, I don't care how you solve it. You can FOIL. You can use the distributive property twice. You pick. So go solve it. And when you solve it, you're going to get a great answer of, I know, I'm waiting for you to finish it. Ready? Of 4x squared plus 4x plus 1. I know you already know how to use the binomial times the binomial, so I want you to practice doing it squared. And again, write it twice. So come and get me when you're done. Ha 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 ha. Okay, here we go. X minus 9 squared means you write x minus 9 times x minus 9. And then you have x times x is x squared. X times -9 is -9x. -9 times x is -9x. -9 times -9 is positive 81. Group up your middle. How'd you do? Sweet. Okay, number 2. 4x minus 3 squared. We're squaring the whole entire thing. You have to write it twice, so that way you can do 4x times 4x, because those are the first terms, and you'll get 16x squared. Outer is 4x. We've got to get the outside of the sandwich times -3, negative 12x. And then inner, -3 times 4x is negative 12x. Last, -3 times -3 is positive 9. Group up the middle, and you got a negative 24x in the middle. How'd you do? Sweet. Last one, 5x plus 2 squared. You have to write 5x plus 2 times 5x plus 2. And then when you complete the entire multiplication process of FOIL or distributive property twice, you should have 25x squared plus 20x plus 4. All right, that's it for binomials for me today, class. This is it. We're going to move on to big stuff. Yep, binomial times a trinomial. Here's our binomial, 2x plus 7, and I put a trinomial here, 3x squared plus 4x plus 2. I could have put more terms on the end here and we could have made it really, really huge. The fact of the matter is, from here on out, when they get this big, you just keep using the distributive property and you multiply each term of the first binomial, or if it happens to be a trinomial, by each term of the second trinomial, then combine like terms. So we're going to use the distributive property. We're going to take 2x and we're going to give it to this number, and this number, and this number, each one of those terms. So 2x times 3x squared is 6x to the third power. Don't forget to add your exponents. 2x times 4x is 8x squared, and 2x times 2 is 4x. All right, so 2x is done. I scribbled it out. Now I have 7 times 3x squared is 21x squared. 7 times 4x is 28x. And 7 times 2 is 14. You wrote down a ton of stuff. I'm telling you, it's a lot of stuff here. So now we're going to group up our matches. Are there any other x's to the third power? No. So we know when we write our answer, there's going to be a 6x cubed. Agreed? All right, so now let's find our 8x squared. Oh, I'm done with you. I'm going to just cross you out. 8x squared, not an x squared, up a 21, and it's positive. I always include the sign in front of it so I don't mess up when I'm combining like terms, because here I have a positive 8 and a positive 21. That's going to give me a positive 29. So I always want to watch my signs when I'm combining like terms so I don't, ruin the answer. Okay, we're going to pretend that's a 2 because I almost started writing a 3. Okay, you guys are out. You guys are out. Okay, regular old x's. I've got a 4x. I got a 28x. Oh, let me group in that plus sign. There it is. And 4x plus 28x is a positive 32 as I'm grouping up my like terms. And now I have this poor little 14 all by itself. And, don't forget to put it as part of your answer because it is part of your answer. And that's how you would do it. Okay, and I know that's not a pretty answer, but that's how you do it. So it's good. Last but not least, what if I had a trinomial times a trinomial? That just means I have a group of 3 times another group of 3. So what are we going to do? You're going to use the distributive property and multiply each term of the trinomial by each term of the second trinomial, then combine like terms. I had to take a deep breath. This is going to be long. 2x squared times 4x squared is 8x to the fourth power. 2x squared times 9x is 18x to the third power. And 2x squared times 1 is 2x squared. All right, we're done with that one. You're out. Okay, now this is 1x. Just because I didn't write a 1 here doesn't mean it doesn't have a 1 there. In math, we just assume if there's not a number, see that has a number, there's a 2. If there's not a number, it's a 1. I have 1x times 4x squared, which is 4x to the third power. I have 1x times 9x, which is 9x squared. I have 1x times 1, which is 1x. Last one, that one's out. Okay, now I got to give everybody a 7. I know it's getting long. 7 times 4x squared is 28x squared. 7 times 9x is positive 63x. And 7 times 1 is 7. Yeah, that thing is huge. Totally huge here. Okay. Are there any other x to the fourths? Nope. So that means I don't have to group my 8x to the fourth with anybody else. I just keep it 8x to the fourth. You're out. Okay. X cubed. There's an 18x cubed. You're not an x cubed. Up, you're an x cubed. No, no, no. Okay, that's it. 18 and 4. Looks like I have a positive. 22 x cubed. And those are out. You're out and you're out. Okay, my next one over would be an x squared. I've got a positive 2, a positive 9. Ooh, and a positive. Oh, this was a big one. And nothing else. So I have 2 plus 9 is 11 plus 28. What did that give us? 39? 39. And I have x. What was that? A squared? Okay. Okay, you're out. I don't have to look at you anymore. You're out. You're out. Okay, so I'm left with an x and a 63x, which is going to give us a gigantic 64x's. It's massive. And then I have 7 plus 7. So is that what you got when you combine like terms? Oh good, my answer's a match. Oh, when you write this and then when you do it again, you're like, what? Did I do it right? I hope I did. All right, so that is it. Now I have just these fun practice problems. I really want you to try number 3. Something exciting happens on number 3. So pause and come back and let's check to see if you got number 3. I mean, and the rest of them, of course. Number 1. How'd you do? We had a binomial times a trinomial. Did you get 2x to the third power plus 2x squared? Take away x, take away 3. All right, if my answers and yours don't match and you want to ask me about them, totally email me. If I messed up, yeah, I've done that before. It's okay. Just tell me. All right, next number 2, a trinomial times a trinomial. This one was taking a long time, but did you get 6x to the fourth plus 30x cubed plus 31x squared? Take away x, take away 21. Whew. Then you did good. Number 3, did you get it reduced to x squared take away 4? Yay! Because look, you did x times negative 2, that's negative 2x, and then positive 2 times x is positive 2x. So you had negative 2 and positive 2, which cancel each other out, which is why it ended up being x squared take away 4. All right, did you write this one twice? 7x take away 4, parentheses, 7x take away 4? If you did it, you should have gotten 49x squared. Take away 56x plus 16. We made it. Okay. You did good. I hope you understand multiplying all of those monomial, polynomials, binomial, trinomial, nomials, all the nomials together. All right, good luck in all your other practicing.